We have committed over 400 million as part of the 5-year environmental program to reduce the risk and also to improve our environmental performance. We have completed 134 million with a large part with local suppliers. And we have completed 1/3 of the projects that has been defined as part of the 5-year environmental program. On a monthly basis, we have between 100 and 150 contractors to help us to deliver the program. We have completed 250,000 man-hours with only 2 recordable injuries. And so far this year, we only had 1 first aid, with the last couple of months with 0 first aid injuries.
At QAL, we have many emission sources on site. Most of these we've done extensive surveys and modelling on to understand where our biggest places of odour are being emitted. The relief tanks on site at the end of the digestion units emit the most steam from QAL and also the most amount of odour, and it's in this place that we intend to focus our energies on treating the odorants coming out of these emission points. Non-conventional vent gases from our digestion section are a large contributor to our odour emissions on site. We have a thermal oxidizer on site which destroys all of the condensate that goes to the thermal oxidizer along with the odour it carries. It kind of acts like a big Bunsen burner. When this unit comes offline for maintenance, it leaves us with no way of destroying that odour, and hence it can impact the community, and we do see additional complaints during this time. So we know it works, and we know the community sees the benefit when it's online. One project we've recently completed at the end of 2020 and commissioning into 2021 is a second larger thermal oxidizer. This project cost us $3.3 million and provides us with the redundancy of the original thermal oxidizer, which gives us 100% uptime for destruction while either one of those are off for maintenance. The second thermal oxidizer is also larger, which means we can now explore the options of putting additional vent sources for further odour destruction into the larger unit. An additional project we identified last year was to engineer the evap heater system condensate to be sent to the waste tanks. This is an odorous condensate source which would normally be recycled back into the plant. A project that was initiated last year, was commissioned earlier this year, was to send that smelly odorous condensate to the waste tanks where it will be removed from site, mixed with the mud. In 2020, we trialled a very exciting technology called NTP, or otherwise known as non-thermal plasma. Non-thermal plasma is a way of destroying odour, which we trialled on both the relief tanks and at the good and bad wastewater tanks at QAL. It was very successful. Up to 95% odour destruction was measured at the good and bad wastewater tanks. This project is expected on site at the end of 2021 for commissioning into 2022.
QAL is a large refinery with a footprint of over 200 acres. We have numerous drains that carry water and processed liquids to treatment ponds, as well as bunds that act as process overflow catchments and help facilitate drainage to our sump. As part of the 5-year environmental strategy, we're committed to bringing our drainage system and bunded areas up to standard, as many of them are at end of life. While it's hard to see the impact of this program, if we didn't upgrade the drains and bunds, then we could run the risk of allowing processed liquids to significantly contaminate the soil and water beneath our refinery. So far, we've poured 6 new concrete drains and replaced or upgraded 10 of the concrete bunds. These bunds and drains are completed in order of priority based on their condition, and the work that we do reduces our environmental risk associated with ground contamination by processed liquor.
So an example of 2 of the bunds that are currently in progress at the moment is HID 15 and our new sulfuric acid and handling facility, which is behind us here. Our new acid transfer and handling facility will provide a safe method of storing and transferring acid to digestion when required. So we will be spending $14 million on drains and $30 million on bunds during the 5-year environmental strategy.
The bauxite conveyor transports bauxite from the ship loader to the main stockpile. The belt is about 1.8 kilometers long and runs through a very environmentally sensitive area. The intent of this project is to eliminate bauxite dust along the length of this conveyor. The original system was inadequate, wasn't cleaning the belt correctly, and it was outdated and very difficult to maintain. The new system consists out of a wash box, primary, secondary scrapers that wash the underside of the belt and remove all bauxite residue from the other side of the belt. This residue is directed back to the main stockpile, reducing our bauxite dust exposure.
Since the beginning of the program, we have completed over 1/3 of projects to date. In 2021, we have committed to complete 14 projects. Many include to progress through feasibility and engineering phases, with completion of the program in 2023.